that are the absolute bare minimum, and please don't let any man make you think otherwise. Number one is making your birthday special. If he's not making your birthday special without you having to ask, then you just need to let him go. It is the bare minimum. He needs to make you feel special on the one day that is your birthday. Then got the sidewalk rule. If you know, you know. Again, if he's not doing that, that is the bare minimum.
You don't know what words mean, do you?
All right, so I got a question for you. If this man makes your birthday special, does that mean he gets a pass for the rest of the year? I'll answer that question for you because you seem to be intoxicated by your own brand of sour queefs. The answer is, of course not. It's not just your birthday, it's also Valentine's Day, Sweetest Day, Mother's Day, even though you're not a mother, your anniversary, not to mention Arbor Day, because we all know the amount of pure hell you're gonna throw at that man if he doesn't plant a tree in your honor every freaking year. And are you gonna make this guy feel special for his birthday or any of the other aforementioned holidays? Well, of course not. The bare minimum is a one-way street. He's supposed to give you everything because that's his job. And you'll give him nothing because having no job is the only thing you've ever done successfully. That's why the bare minimum is nothing but a bunch of bull hockey. It's just an excuse you use to treat men like dirt. Always has been.
Number three is compliments. I should be giving you compliments, telling you how amazing you are and how much he loves you. Simple as that. Opening the door for you, whether you're entering his car, whether you're entering a restaurant, him opening the door for you is the bare minimum. So making sure you got home safely every single time you hang out. A call, a text, making sure you're home and you're all safe. Last is good morning texts. Good morning texts are the bare minimum. If he's not texting in the morning, making sure you slept okay and just telling you good morning, let him go.
Ooh, yeah. I'm gonna have to go ahead and sort of disagree with you there.
Okay, I know I've fumbled the ball a little bit in the past, but I've talked with my friendly neighborhood intergalactic space groundskeeper, and I think we figured out why modern women are so terrified of doors. The answer is so simple, I couldn't believe it at first. You see, the modern woman's brain interprets doors as a gateway to an imaginary negative space. And by walking through that door, she immediately thinks she will no-clip through reality itself and end up in a space between reality and the back rooms. Now, this reality within itself is moderately similar to our own, but in that particular reality, there is no makeup. So it really is the modern woman's version of pure hell. So by having the man open the door for her, it takes the guesswork out of whether or not she's going to be forced to expose herself for the used up hag that she truly is. And a man opening that door triggers the 53rd vibration, therefore making it impossible for her to fall through negative reality. Like I said, fairly simple. I feel kind of stupid for not realizing it sooner. It makes so much sense now.
Indeed! The things that men tell me and other women tell me about their relationships, women's standards for themselves is in hell. It always shocks me. I'm like, you what? I'm sorry, but at this point, like, we live in a time now where women are becoming self-made millionaires left and right. You have the option to do that. Like, why are you guys dating men if your standards are in hell? You need to go see a therapist. You need to go do some healing. If you were dating men and like,
what in God's holy name are you blathering about?
Alright, sister, maybe I'm wrong on this one, but I think the problem is that there's a little bit too much therapy going on here. I mean, let's just be honest. For every single therapist who is legitimately helpful and can do some good with their clients, there is a minimum of 6 politically motivated hacks that teach people to avoid accountability. And of those 6 hacks, 3 of them have just given up and are seeing politically motivated hacks of their own. And of those 3, there's only one that will accept your kind of insurance. And that is the best case scenario. I mean, let's just look at this logically. We have a bunch of self-made modern woman millionaires, and what do they all have in common? They're all hopelessly single, bitter, jaded, childless, and insufferable. And though I can't prove it, I think it's a safe guess that they're on at least one form of antidepressant, and they think the key to solving all of their problems involves finding a man that's richer and less screwed up than them, all while failing to realize that those men who do exist do not want an insufferable, immature, yet overly medicated broad who openly complains on the internet about her inability to accomplish basic life tasks without some sort of fanfare.
y'all are like, oh, I'm a dream girl. No, girl, you're Papa John's. It's hot and ready into the door in 30 minutes. Like, how are y'all's standards so in hell? And it makes me feel like I'm crazy. I'm like, damn, how am I getting away with all
Like, people talking, he said, huh? What are you talking about?
That I'm getting away with. Because apparently there's all these women walking around who will accept down here. Like, that is the standard. That's what I hear more often than not. Women's standards, even if they're gorgeous, beautiful, whatever, their standards are in the pit of hell. So I'm like, how am I getting away from asking for this when like 99% of women are asking for this shit? Y'all need to have some self-respect.
And you get a reaction from people who say, huh? What are you talking about?
Lady, I would be more than happy to answer your question if I actually knew what in the hell you were talking about. You've yet to give me anything tangible in this nonsense rant you've committed yourself to, and to be honest, I don't even think you know what you're talking about. That stupefied look of utter confusion on your face just speaks volumes. You have no idea where this rant is going, but that won't stop you from trying to appear like you're the morally superior one by pretending that you're justifying impossible standards that will get you nowhere. I mean, is that what this is about? Are you trying to appear like you're the sane one in this world of insanity? I'll be blunt. I have heard Charles Manson impersonators who have made more sense than you, but that's only because they were speaking English while you're just pretending like you know how. So allow me to give you a nickel's worth of free advice, lady. If you're going to talk, you should maybe consider what your point is before you open your pie hole instead of during. It'll save humanity a lot of confusion. Well, not really, but it's the thought that counts.
I cannot believe the shit that I hear sometimes. From women and from men. I will meet a man who's 5'3" and ugly and has no money, and he's dating a supermodel who pays half his rent. Like, that is what I'm seeing. And we should all hold each other accountable for that and maybe bring back shame a little bit. Bring back shame. Because we gotta increase the standard of our overall demographic. Because holy hell is it in the f***ing gutter.
What do you think shame is? Crystal Pepsi? That ain't happening, sister. I think the ship for that has long since sailed, sweetheart. Shame is not making a comeback anytime soon, and the reason is fairly simple. Your standards, regardless of the size, is what's going to keep you and your viewer alone until you end up converting your crappy one-bedroom apartment into a cat sanctuary. The problem isn't with your standards. The problem is with you, sweetheart. You're annoying, entitled, rude, foul-mouthed, and woefully undereducated despite your crippling amount of student loan debt. There's nothing about you that's even remotely desirable in any capacity, and that's because there isn't enough shame in this world to bring you back to this plane of reality where we've all been peacefully residing for the last few decades. That's probably a good thing. We don't need you invading yet another one of our territories.
I apologize. I forgot you were there. You may go now.
Work a Sunday with me at the strip club. What's up, my boy? Is it shitty? I'm getting slow vibes.
It's slow, but it's people Luciana.
That's not good. Alright, it's really sad in there. Alright, well, instead I'm gonna organize my stripper bag. It's so dead, I'm debating on leaving. We'll see how long I last. That's so sad. First stage. This is what we got so far. I'm leaving. This week has been one of the weirdest and slowest weeks ever. Okay, I'm back home. I'm going to do a money count, so look out for that.
Nope. That would be a waste of time.
Woman, the reason why there's a massive shortage of men who don't feel like going to strip clubs in the middle of a Sunday afternoon is fairly obvious. Outside of the fact that we're living in an economy where men are being forced to choose between spending their money on food or watching women take off their clothes, that particular answer, I hate to break it to you, is also fairly obvious. They're eating food and watching movies like 1941, one of the best movies around. Yeah, it was only a matter of time before I covered a movie made by a mainstream director, but at least I chose one of Spielberg's doozies. Now, I can't say for sure, but I am fairly certain that this is one of the few, if not only, World War II movies that was conceptualized, written, acted, produced, and distributed completely under the influence of Colombian party powder. It's got everything you want in a World War II comedy. John Belushi, John Candy, Dan Aykroyd, and if that wasn't reason enough, it's got Treat Williams, which is a symbol of quality within and of itself. It's got synchronized dancing, explosions, a zoot suit riot, and all of the incoherent screaming you could ever ask for. And unlike the screams of a modern woman, these screams are intentionally funny.
I'm a provider man and I'm feminist. You know, I quite often talk that I would like to have a man who is more financially responsible in our family, who pays for dates, who pays for rent, etc. Like ideally for my future serious relationship, I see it like that. And you know, sometimes there are girls in comments who are like, it's 2024, it's feminism here, Sasha. You want money, you should go work. And I mean, I work, I'm an entrepreneur, I have 2 online projects since 4 years. But what upsets me in this is that for me it's not feminism. Like, I do not agree, it's not feminism. It's again somebody putting woman in a box, not letting her decide what to do with her body and her life.
Bullshit! Bullshit! God, for the love of the intergalactic space god Remorligard, all hail. If anything put you into a box and told you what to do with your life, it was feminism, you bimbo. And if you rubbed your last 2 remaining brain cells together, you'd realize that. Feminism brainwashed you into thinking that all you needed in life to be complete is paying taxes and relentlessly hating on men for pointless reasons. It convinced you to do literally the exact opposite of what you should be doing. But you're not only doubling down on this bogus narrative that you don't need a man, you're now about to perform an impossible amount of mental gymnastics to justify not only feminism, but also to desire the very things that feminism preaches against. And you can't have it both ways, sister. That's why you're still single and talking about how your next relationship is going to be with a man who's going to give you money and resources while you don't have to spend a dime. Which is all well and good, it's your life to waste, but don't be surprised when the majority of men out there see your entitlement and that misshapen body of yours and then decide to spend their money on something a little bit more useful, like a toilet or a garbage can. Those were at least designed to take crap away, not have to deal with yours.
Because I don't know, 60 years ago, they said you should be at home, stay at home mom, just raise some children and cook some dinner, putting in a box. And now in 2024, it's like, what kind of 50-50? You pay for yourself, you go for work, you be strong. What if I don't want to? When will be the time in our history when a woman can decide for herself how she wants to live this life? Because I talked with one very feministic girl here in France. She's kind of like very into community, and she totally understood me, and she told me that modern feminism does not tell that woman should work 100% or woman should be 50-50 on the first date with men 100%. Modern feminism says that woman should decide for herself what she wants.
Always good.
So in other words, feminism is just a gaggle of brainwashed, overtly selfish, aged-out broads who complain about not getting what they want so they can angrily chop their hands on the internet while bastardizing the very ideology they never understood in the first place. Yeah, that sounds about right. And with all of that posturing, the slogans, and the sheer anger that feminism promotes, I have yet to hear a logical counter-argument about what's wrong with being a stay-at-home mom. What's wrong with raising kids and cooking meals? Now, I will admit, the system's not perfect, but if we take a look at families from decades past, it almost looks like the odds of being content with life was higher when women were able to stay at home and take care of the kids. I mean, look at you, woman. You're practically foaming at the mouth because people are actively calling you out on your hypocrisy. You can't be feminist and demand that a man take care of you. That's not equality. That's having your cake and eating it too. And trust me, sister, if there's one thing you should be avoiding right now, it's probably cake.
So I decide for myself, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to earn money because I love it and I enjoy it, but I want a man who pays the rent and who is kind of having provider energy, but still wants to be a partner with me. Why I want it? Because I saw it in my family. My mother and father, both entrepreneurs. My mother, super successful, amazing woman, she had a business. My father too, but father business, it was sometimes somehow like bigger. So he was more of a provider of the family, but they were partners and they were equal. And that's what I want for myself and I find it amazing. So why not? And what do you think, girls? What's feminism for you? Do you think a woman should decide for herself in 2024? And if it's feminism, if she wants to provide her man?
Nobody cares what you think.
So in other words, you want another man's balls you can freely break. You want to be in complete control of the relationship, but you want him to pay for all of your expenses, provide you with everything, with you providing absolutely nothing in return. You won't cook for him, you won't clean for him, and you probably won't be able to bear any of his children for obvious reasons. And in exchange for this, you can't even bring yourself to look at him as your man, your boyfriend, or your husband. You have the nerve to call this man your partner when you can't even provide a definition for what that word means. That's not a partnership. That's a dictatorship. You need to understand something, woman. You can't be a dictator because no matter how much you scream, no matter how much you pout or whine or fly off the handle, a dictatorship is impossible for you because the men you desire won't stand for that kind of behavior. Because in a dictatorship, his will always be bigger than yours. And that's gonna do it for today's video, gentlemen and gents. And as always, if you find that my particular brand of comedy is bringing you to the brink of laughter, then why don't you scroll on down and click that like and subscribe button. Ring the notification bell, leave a couple of comments, make sure to share this video so we can give the good old-fashioned middle finger to the YouTube algorithm. Thank you so much for checking out the new video, and until next time, peace out, homies.